Good morning, everyone. I'm your host, AJM. Welcome back to another exciting installment of Keep Your Head Up, a show where we sit down and talk with confident individuals willing to take on hard jobs here in Charleston while facing racism, discrimination, and violence. Today, our special guest is second grade teacher Anthony McCutchen. Anthony has been teaching here in Charleston for over a decade. He's here today to share his journey so far. It's great to have you today. How are you doing today?
I'm very good, thank you.
Okay, so for our time here today, think back to important times throughout your teaching journey and feel free to answer honestly for all the questions. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, great. Let's get started. Think back to your first year of teaching. What did it feel like at a struggling elementary school as the only black teacher?
Yes, in my first year, I definitely was excited. I felt like I could really make a difference as the only black male teacher in a struggling school. I also felt somewhat prepared. I did work as a program director previously, and that gave me a good idea of what the needs were going to be.
You definitely do seem like a prepared person. So, on that note, how did it shape your view of teaching forward?
So after that experience of teaching in that school as the only male teacher, I learned that the teaching job is a very broad one. It is one that requires me to teach academics, but also work maybe as a counselor, sometimes as a stepdad to the students, but more importantly, being a positive role model. The students really do need to be able to see themselves within their teacher, so I feel like I was giving some of that hope to the kids.
Okay, great. That's amazing to hear. So, real quick, on another note, think back to your transition from one school to another. How was violence in the school's community impacting teaching?
Well, both of the schools where I worked, both are located in high crime areas, so violence was always a possibility. Then hearing about all the school shootings and that type of thing basically changed my mindset. I had to be much more focused because sometimes you felt like it was a life and death situation. Unfortunately, the kids were accustomed to the violence, but I had to make that adjustment and focus on what my job was.
So this set customary and this change of mindset, has it been easy to form friendships with your fellow students and staff members?
Absolutely. With the staff members, we work together, we collaborate, we do the same job, so we're able to help each other in that way. With the students, I look at the whole child, I look at the family, we work together as well, so as long as I gain the trust of the parents and of the child, then that relationship works well.
Okay, great. So on a separate note, I know that some of these family relationships and all these, they come with struggle. So at any point, have you ever questioned how much you wanted to give to teaching?
I've never questioned how much I wanted to give. I'm the type of person who gives 100%. However, there are other challenges to consider. Things like underfunding of schools, things like the political impact on the classroom, things like how the administration runs a particular school. These are challenges, so it makes me do feel like sometimes, is my 100% enough? But yes, I always give 100%.
Okay, great. And on that 100%, you've been giving your 100% for 10 years now, which is amazing. So what do you think, what are new things that have come to light in these 10 years of teaching?
Well, let's see. After 10 years of teaching, the approach is changing a bit. My school district is now moving to an approach where the teacher is more of a facilitator instead of just giving explicit instruction from the beginning, from the front of the classroom. So it allows the students to take more ownership of their learning. Also, my school for the first time now has an assistant principal who is also a curriculum specialist. So he's able to give us some hands-on help that we really do need.
Okay. So teaching, of course, is a unique lifestyle. It brings all these types of either hardships or light to the life. So how do you think teaching has impacted life at home, church, or your community in a sense?
Well, you are absolutely correct. Teaching is not a 9-to-5 job. It is a job that requires you to put in many hours in the classroom as well as outside of the classroom. So it is very tough to balance the work and the home lifestyle. So in many ways, after 10 years, I feel constricted on what I'm able to do at home. I have an active lifestyle with my church, and I often feel like I can't give as much as I would like to give because of my responsibilities at school. And of course, that goes into the community as well. As a former program director, there are many things that I would like to do with the community, but my time is simply limited.
Gotcha. So thank you so much. These were amazing answers to our questions today. So we're going to take a short break, and when we return, Anthony will share contemplations when a new offer is put on the table.